Hello, and welcome to our studio, our van.
Our home on wheels.
I'm Joe, that's Mina, and if you haven't been on the channel before, then we travel the world in a van. And by the end of every month, we try to do like a wrap-up video. And yeah, today marks our first month in Turkey.
Usually when we do these wrap-up videos, then we tell you about our experiences, our highlights, what their expenses have been. We're gonna do the same today, but most importantly, we're gonna focus on what makes Turkey the best country for van life.
So let's get started. And I guess the first thing that van lifers think about when going to a new country is wild camping. Because, well, we really don't want to pay for camping every night.
It's not that we don't want to pay, we can't afford to pay for camping every night.
Yeah. And wild camping in here, it's not only allowed, it's encouraged. It's quite a big part of Turkish culture to get outside, have picnics, camp.
If you don't have a place to stay, you can park in front of the house, this is insane.
Yes, yeah. And when you come out to all these places where they go anyway, it's so easy to immerse yourself with the culture, with the people, and that's what makes it all beautiful and amazing.
And since it's allowed, we haven't had any bad experience with the police. We have had a couple of talks, they have come to the van, but it's pretty much like, okay, you're camping, good. Is anyone bothering you? Good. Have a great holiday.
And even when they have road stops, when they see our number plate, then there are two things that can happen. Either they're gonna let us go right away, or they're gonna check us passports and then they're gonna let us go right away.
So tourist is a king in Turkey. When you're a tourist, you're gonna be treated so well, and it feels good.
Yeah, a bit. It also feels a bit unfair as we get to be treated better than the locals, but as a tourist, that makes it an amazing country to come and be a tourist over here.
So all the locals were just told to leave this beautiful campground we're at. Nobody spoke to us, and it feels kind of unfair. Like if the corona rules work and they're good rules, they should apply to everyone. And if they don't work, they shouldn't apply to anyone. But the fact that locals have to act one way and tourists have to act the other way, it just feels unfair. I'm not complaining because we get to stay and there's no rules for us, but still unfair.
Another thing that makes Turkey absolutely a perfect destination is the prices. The prices are something that we have never seen in our life. Everything is at least half the price as in Greece.
Yeah.
Are we talking about food? Are we talking about diesel? When we go to the markets, all the green stuff, that's even less than half.
It really feels amazing to be able to afford to eat healthy. That was such a big problem in Greece, for example. Like over there we paid 3-4 euros for a kilogram of strawberries. In Turkey, for this money, we got all of this.
This, my friends, is 4 euros for everything on this table. Peas, our favorite fruit. Look what, rocket, mint, dill, cucumbers, huge colorful tomatoes, white mulberries and black mulberries, and a kilogram of strawberries. And they look delicious. One thing is that like us eating all this fresh stuff doesn't keep our costs the lowest possible. If you would be eating like pasta and even like sugar, it's ridiculous. One time there was a situation where Joe decided that I have a mission and Do you want to tell them about your mission?
I made myself a challenge. How many different chocolates can I buy for €1? And the answer is 7. That's actually 94 cents over there, and it's 7 different chocolates. It's quite funny in here. Like Turks, they rip off the big brand chocolates, and they're like 4 times cheaper than the original. So you can buy Snickers-like thingies or Mars-like thingies. They taste the same. They are just like 10 cents a piece. It's
Yeah, they're just doing copycats. You get it all for a very, very cheap price.
Yep.
It's quite amazing.
It's just crazy how cheap it is. Like a pack of pasta is 20 cents.
I think it's less.
Yeah, it might be even less.
I think it's less.
And to add to the food part, the fruit and veggies here taste so good. It just reminds you that everything you buy in a supermarket has been picked raw. So it's taken off the tree or a plant when it's raw, because it has to preserve, it has to still look good in a week or two. But in Turkey, when you go to local markets, you get berries and vegetables that have been picked like the previous day. So it's just so full of flavor. It's so good.
Juicy.
Yeah, and like there's days we only eat fruit, and at the moment there's melons, there's watermelons, there's cherries, there's strawberries, of course all the veggies. That's like a huge part of our diet at the moment, is just fruit and veggies, because they're cheap and they are delicious. So like we said, it's really nice to be able to afford to eat well, but that's not it. Turkey has so much more to offer.
I'd say that the biggest wealth Turkey has to offer is its people.
Yeah. When we meet new Turks, it kind of feels like they're all ambassadors to their country. They want to make sure that you're doing well. How do you like the place? They give you recommendations. They offer you food. They even ask you to come to their house. They just want to make sure that you are good in their country.
We are gonna give you a little tip. When all of that happens and the guy or girl speaks English, you're in trouble. You are at the bad hood. But when they don't speak English, that's where you are at the right place.
So to explain what Mina is saying, that you find those pure, kind-hearted people in countrysides, in places where tourists usually don't go. If you go to well-known places among tourists, everybody speaks English, and over there some of the stereotypes are true. That there are salespeople who want to sell their stuff, who want to give you not so good price. But if you go to markets that locals go to, if you travel in small places, what you can do when you're living the van life, then you find people just, I would like to say out of this world, but yeah, they're part of this world, but we just didn't know that people like this still exist. In Western countries we have lost this kindness without an agenda.
It's almost as if every day we meet somebody who's like, hey, come, and they give you just little things, but they're little things straight from their heart.
I think I've really enjoyed when being in Turkey is how many of the stereotypes I came here with have been destroyed. For me, one of the stereotypes was the Turkish salesman that is gonna come to you, tell you, good price, only for you, my friend. Very good price, yes, good. This hasn't happened. For example, when we were at the archaeological site of Troy, there were a couple of souvenir saleswomen, and when we walked off, we're not big souvenir buyers, and we just told them we don't want anything. They started giving us things for free. Salespeople giving you stuff for free, and we ended up with 7 fridge magnets, that bracelet, a necklace,
A necklace.
and I felt so guilty that I paid the lady for two magnets, and when we paid her, she felt obligated to give even more. So
Yeah,
she just
it
wanted.
really offended her.
She wanted to show kindness, and when we wanted to pay for it, she got a little bit offended and she gave more. So that showed that she just wanted to appreciate it. And talking about bracelets, where did we get those ones?
This is absolutely a wonderful and a very warm story in my heart. We went to a park with the waterfall. If you remember, it was a few videos back, and when we were there, we met some young men, and they asked us to sit with them for tea. They didn't speak English. We talked over a phone, a translation app, and suddenly the boys were looking at us. They had both of these bracelets in their hands, and they were showing a translation app. And how it happened is that they suddenly just had the bracelets to give us in their hands, and they said that it's as a memory for us because it was so nice to meet them.
Just wonderful. We love Turkish people.
It is so inspiring that you have something on you. You have bought it for yourself, and you don't even have a single doubt of just giving it away because you really value a moment. You really value a person.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
And this behavior has actually changed our behavior as well. We have seen how easy it is to give and how good it is to receive, that we have started picking up pretty much every hitchhiker we see. We try to help people wherever we can, just to give back. And I think if a country is able to inspire you and make you do more good, it's like the biggest compliment you can do to a country. Turkey's biggest treasure for us has been the people. The country itself is beautiful as well. It's so vast. We've barely done the west coast. We've been here a month, and we've seen so much, from the bluest water to beautiful canyons, natural sites that don't exist anywhere else in the world. It's so vast, it's so huge, but altogether, what makes this all extraordinary is the people. Well, we have been talking about Turkey for a while now. Yes, we really like it here. There's probably one negative, we haven't said it yet, but it's hot. It's really hot. I think on the hottest day so far we've had 38 degrees in a van. So everything has to come off, and we like stay at least 30 centimeters away from each other because everything that touches will sweat. We don't have an AC in a van. If you do have an AC that doesn't take a lot of energy and that you just want to donate, then we know a good organization called Wild Viking Travels who could make such good thing with that AC. So let's talk about our expenses and what we spent this month, what we spent it on, and how can two jobless people afford traveling full time. First off, all together we spent 605 euros, which is almost a third less than we did in Greece. Which is incredible because we did more kilometers, we ate better food, we actually let ourselves have things that we would not have in Europe. Like Mina went to a hairdresser, we bought ourselves new shoes and stuff like this. So we are really on a budget. If you're wondering, we don't buy new stuff usually, but it is so cheap in here that we can finally afford this. And out of the 605, we spent 219 on diesel.
Which is because we have driven 3,216 kilometers just in Turkey.
Yeah.
Within a month.
So if you're wondering, the diesel price here is about 0.7 euros per liter, almost half what it used to be in Greece.
Another expense this month was on food. Believe it or not, for the two of us, it was 200 euros, and that includes eating out.
Yeah.
How amazing is that?
That's pretty crazy because we've been eating better food, we've been eating out, we've also bought like souvenir cans of honey and some weird exotic fruit, so we haven't been holding back on our food expenses.
No.
And it's 200 euros a month.
Yeah. And as Joe said, we've been buying like these souvenir things. That means that we have stopped where local ladies are selling their stuff on the side of the road.
It's next to the tourist attractions.
Usually.
It's usually a bit more expensive over there.
Absolutely, it's very much more expensive. But as we are living in this country, there's been people who want to give us things all the time. Then the only thing that we can do is try to give back.
Another expense that I'd like to bring out is SIM cards and internet, and this month we have spent 60 euros on it. If anyone has any specific questions about it, you can ask away in the comments, because I'm not just... Most of you probably don't want to know why or where we use our internet, so yeah, or where we get it. And our last expense is the miscellaneous, which was 126 euros, and like I said, it's on stuff that we couldn't afford in Europe, or on Europe side, because part of Turkey is Europe as well. And that's like hairdressers, new shoes. It also includes the archaeological sites and other sites we have been going to here in Turkey.
We also normally talk about our water usage. We are not going to do it this time because apparently we have been very lazy and we have no idea how much water we have used.
But we should probably say that for van lifers, getting water is easy.
Super easy.
It's same as Greece, that there are taps on street that locals get their drinking water from, and you can just go there with your bottle or with your hose or whatever,
Yeah.
and it's drinkable, it's good. So getting water is easy. How much we use this month, no idea.
Anyways, Turkey is absolutely perfect for van life. You're very welcomed by us, by the locals, by the whole country. Come, you'll feel like a king.
So you probably can see that we are excited about Turkey, and I hope we got some information or maybe inspiration, motivation out of this video to put Turkey on your travel list as well. Because for us, taking in count the prices and the people in here, Turkey has been the best country we have done van life in.
If we didn't have to leave, we might actually not leave. But we do have the 90-day thing.
So we got 2 more months left in Turkey, and we are gonna just keep on exploring this wonderful country in here.
Yeah.
If there's something we didn't answer, or if you have any more questions about Turkey, about us, like always, leave them in the comments. And well, it was brilliant to have you with us, guys. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. See you on Monday.
Görüşürüz.
Bye bye.